Hey yo, it's your boy Los. Let's get it. All right, so as you can see, we are talking about Bump's latest album. Not really latest. This is actually a very old, well, old as in this year old, but well, yeah, the latest, latest album that he's dropped is called "The Chaos Is Beautiful." Of course, off of God Over Money. Um, I've heard this album, for a while. It's been out for a little bit. I just not refused to review it, just didn't. I don't know. I just didn't want to, for whatever reason. I don't have a legit reason for not wanting to review it, but I just didn't. Just kind of fell through the wayside for me. And it's funny because I like the album, but I've never been a fan of Bumps. Just to be honest, man, be upfront with you. Never been a fan of Bumps. Before this album, I had never heard a verse from Bumps that made me say, "Ooh, okay." You know what I'm saying? Like I never was amazed by any of his bars or anything like that. But then this album drops and I'm a fan. I think Spaz with Monster and there's two other guys on there. I think that's Bum's verse on Spaz to me was just a verse, man. Just a beautiful verse, man. I am a fan of how he controlled the beat, and I can imagine him controlling the crowd, and he just destroyed it and glorified the Lord when he said that his grace is like Canadians' health care. Anybody can get it. I messed lines up, sorry. But you know what I'm saying? But that was just beautiful to me. I loved that. Just his bars on this here were just very tailor-made for this album. Production was great. Not that many features. Dayton's on here. Like I said, Monster. Two other guys on that song with him. Bizzle's on a chorus. C-Lot was on this, which is shocking because them two usually roll pretty thick together, but C-Lot wasn't on this. But who else was on there? A couple other people, I believe. I'm sorry, it escaped my mind right now. But there wasn't that many features. There wasn't a lot of back and forth with people. It's really just him holding it down, showing that he got it. You know what I'm saying? And I actually respect that. I respect. Well, I go back and forth. Sometimes I prefer an MC to, have a cluster of people on there just to show the love that he got for his people. Then also I respect it when a dude, a rapper, male or female, hold it out by themselves. You know what I'm saying? So I go back and forth with it. But I gotta admit, he handled this one here. Now Barley handled it, and bars wise, what is wrong with me today? Bar wise, he handled it beautifully, but then also on top of that, more important than that, the Lord was just glorified throughout the entire album. I loved it. Very transparent album. For me, it's new. This might be a common knowledge thing, but for me, it was new. I didn't know his father left when he was young. I didn't know his mom passed, I believe, through drugs when he was very young. And so, I guess you want to say the streets or the world raised him. So to see the beauty of Christ in him now, within the midst of all of that, it's just beautiful to me. If you know me, I love bars. Don't get me wrong, bars are great, but man, I love transparency. And I love storytelling. I love when a rapper can tell you a story and you can visualize it. I say that based off there's 3 songs in here. 1, the homeless guy. 2, the waitress, and then 3, the owner. I think I got that right. If I mess them up, I'll put it right here. But he tells a story of this homeless guy coming into this cafe, cafe, and he's getting weird looks, and he just wants to chill. He wants to eat, drink some coffee, and eat a little bit, whatever he can afford. But he's usually kicked out a lot and made fun of and whatever. But he just kind of tells that story of seeing life through his eyes. And then the next one, this is scattered. These 3 here are scattered throughout the album, by the way. But then the next one will be the waitress, basically waking up. She's a single mom. She is trying to navigate through life through the lens of a single mom. And so she is, running late, and then she encounters the homeless guy who kind of reminds her of a guy who raped or attacked, I can't remember one of the two, another friend of hers and a waitress of hers, and but she's not sure if it's him or not, and then she has to kick him out the cafe, because of, just him messing up with the customers or whatever. He kind of just walks us through that. And then the very last one, which is the boss, the owner of the cafe, his story is more of this cafe has been in his family generation for forever, but just got the news that they got to shut it down, and he has to endure that, telling the employees whom I assume he loves and respects, he has to endure telling them that, hey, the time has come. We gotta shut it down. We can't do this anymore, money-wise or whatever. I don't think he went into details to what it was, but nevertheless, something has transpired, which now caused them not to be able to keep it open. And he's dreading that conversation, and I can feel it. All three stories to me were just beautiful, and I think he did a phenomenal job painting the picture of the stress and just the life in general of all three individuals. So the homeless guy, I could see, right now, I can visualize this homeless guy sitting outside this diner with this coat on, and it's raining, and he's, wanting to go inside, but he can't go inside because he causes problems. And this waitress who every once in a while sees him and, has to wait on him, but yet she's annoyed by him. But yet in the back of her head, she's not really mad at him. She's mad at her life and how things are going. And then this boss who is, trying his best to keep the family legacy going, at the same time, keep his peoples happy and fed and employed, but yet he had that struggle. Like I said, man, it was just, did a great job on that. My only negative thing about that is the fact that there was no conclusion, right? Now, I didn't expect, nor do I necessarily need all of them to get the gospel right at the end. I didn't need him to bring it all together and, say, and then Jesus came and saved them. I didn't need that. It would have been dope, don't get it wrong, but I didn't necessarily need that. But there was no finality with that. There was no finale. It was just his problem, her problem, his problem, the end. So you kind of left on a cliffhanger. Like, I don't know, I sat on the edge of my seat, per se, waiting to hear something, and nothing came. And so that bothered me about this album in general. I felt like this album did a great job of pointing to the problem, but not I don't want to say it didn't give us the solution, because we know the solution is Christ, but I wanted him to push in on that more. There's a song, I'm so sorry, I can't remember the name. I'll put it right here, but it speaks about why do I hate you so much, but basically running towards it. It's talking about sin, pretty much how I bought into the lie that you said you would meet my needs and satisfy me and make me happy and whatnot, but the truth is, you can never fulfill me, speaking about sin. And did a great job on it. The first two verses killed it, man, and the cat singing on it. It was a very beautiful marriage as far as bars, production, and vocals, singing, right? I just thought all three was just beautifully mastered, right? Only problem is there was no end. There's just first two verses, and there was no third verse to bring it all in, to tie it all in. And I think it needed that, you know what I'm saying? Not having a third verse doesn't take away from how beautiful the song was, but I think a third verse would have made it even more beautiful than what it was. But overall, it still was a great song, though. Sorry. And like I said, this album is a very transparent album. It's a very, this is me, putting all the cards on the table. You know who I am. You see who I am. This is me. And I loved it, man. I love this album. I bumped it when I first got it, not when it first came, but when I first got it, I bumped it a lot. Excuse me. And then kind of fell off away from it, but then I came back again recently, and I just listened to it again like I had never listened to it before, and it just made me smile all over again. Just a very well produced album, very lyrical album. And it's funny, like I didn't get the impression, like, you know how punch rappers do, or battle rappers, sorry, and they'll make a punchline, and the setup lets you know that the entire reason for this line is for this punchline. I didn't get that from him. That's the same thing with Evangel. One reason I love Evangel so much is Evangel raps like it's just who he is. It's like he doesn't rap with the hope of getting some catchy punchline to make you say, ooh, it's just who he is. Him as an MC, he just raps, it just automatically comes across, and it's just hot. It's a bar. That's what I got from this here with Bumps. I got the impression that he wasn't necessarily trying to rap with the hope of giving you a catchy punchline, but it just happened to go that direction. So for me, I couldn't really grasp the setup for the punchlines. It just allowed me to sit back and just enjoy what I was hearing. But just a great album, man, for real. Salute to the homie for that, man. Like I said before, I am not a Bumps fan, or was not a Bumps fan. I did not really care for anything he dropped. I heard him on, numerous albums with Bizzle and them, and Seal Out of the Corner, and whatnot, but never, just never felt the need to buy anything from him or hear anything from him. But this here was was great. Like I loved it. Definitely encourage you to go cop it. Definitely encourage you to support the homie and all that they are all doing for God Over Money. Great organization. And yeah, man, go do that. All right, y'all. Grace.